Okay, hi. Welcome once again to the channel. Today, once again, we are going to look at something nice. And today we are looking at some constructions. All the things we need to do constructions for this year's BEC. We didn't keep long. Within some few minutes, we give all the things, all the principles involved in what? In the constructions. Now, most of you get confused in construction because there are certain things or principles you don't know. Like I said, in mappings, math is dealing with what? Principles. Once you know the principles, you can solve them. So what are we going to look at here? One, we are going to look at how to first of all bisect a line. So these are the key points here. We'll look at bisection of a line. Look at how to bisect a line. So bisection of lines. We'll look at bisection of lines. First of all, how to draw a line segment is very easy. So I'll look at how to bisect, then how to construct perpendiculars. Then look at perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines, how to construct them, and how to know when to construct them. How to construct and when to construct. So that's what I'm looking for. How to construct and when to construct a perpendicular line. And what type of perpendicular line are we going to construct? We have three of the perpendicular lines to construct. One is when the point given is outside the line. So the point we are going to construct from is outside the line or above. Yeah, I'll use outside. It's outside the line. You understand this shortly, so don't worry. So under perpendicular lines, we are going to look at three things. When the point is outside, when the point is on the line, the point on the line, and the point at one end of the line. Point at one end of the line. So these are the three types of perpendicular we are going to construct. Right? In the bisection of the line, I'll introduce you to the locus. I'll show you all these things mean. I'll introduce you to something called the locus. And locus also known as what? Path. And I'll show you. I'll explain to you, don't worry. So some of these things are what we are going to look at. They will look at construction of what? Angles. Very easy. This one is the most easiest. Angles. For angles, what you need to understand is, you'll be surprised, is how to first of all bisect the angle, then addition and subtraction. I'll show you what I mean by that. Once you know how to add and subtract, and of which I know you know, then construction of angles, don't get confused when I get there. Just take your time and you understand what I mean by that. You don't need to know anything. All you need to understand is that, can I bisect an angle? If you can do bisect an angle, the rest is addition and subtraction. You'll see that soon. Then we'll look at triangles, how to look at triangles. We'll look at construction of triangles. Also three ways that you can construct triangles. When all sides are given, so all sides given, we'll look at that. We'll look at our two sides and an angle. Two sides and an angle, we'll look at that. Then two angles and a side. So these are the things to look at: two angles and a side. I hope you write them down so that these are the things we are going to look at in the construction. Bisect a line, we'll connect it to locus. Then we'll look at perpendicular lines, how to say it, and how we know we are supposed to do it. Then we'll look at the angles. I said all you need to know is your addition and subtraction. So plus and minus is all you need to do this, plus and minus. And how to bisect an angle, which I'll teach you, and how to do the triangles. When we do that, the next one is, for any shape, we need to know the principle of shape. If it's a parallelogram, a square, or a rectangle. So this will focus on the principles. Then the next one, only 2 videos. In the next one, then we start at 3 questions or 2 questions, then we are fine. You understand what I'm saying here? So for this one, I'm going to focus on all these. So let's be quick into it. Let's be quick and go into it. So first of all, I'm going to look at bisection of a line. Bisection of a line. I hope you've written this thing down. So this is basically the structure of today's lesson. The structure of today's lesson. Let's go deep into it and see. Very, very fast. Very fast, but you understand. All right, you get it. Okay, so let's go. What do we have here? What do we have? We said, first of all, we need to bisect a line. This is the thing. In drawing the line segment in the first place, these are the lines in our exercise book or in our answer book. These are the lines. Don't put your baseline or you draw the line in any of these this one. No, your line must be in between any two. Anyone you choose, your line must be in between. Then ask this question: how do I get a straight line in this? I demonstrated in one of the videos that if you have this as your rule, 1, 2, 3, 4, Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is 0.5. That's 1. And it continues that way. Now, that is 1. So this is 0.5. Now, if you want to measure or draw the line in this, all you do is to make sure that the basis of this 0.5, so you see you have 1.52 somewhere. The basis of this 0.5 are seated on this line. Check. Make sure these bases are seated on this line. So once you check, you draw your line through and you have it equal. It will not tilt, it will not slant, it will be straight in there. How to get the point I'm making here? Good. So that is basically how to draw the line. Okay. So now let's start straight away by bisecting a line. Bisect. So let's go with bisection of a line. Now this bisection of a line, the question of bisection of a line, or either you bisect a line or the same thing, but the question will say a locus or a locus. I explain also, this is a heading, a locus of points, a locus of points, equidistance from 2 points. Equidistant from 2 points. I explain all this thing, what it means. Now, we are bisecting a line. Now, this is it. Most people get confused when it comes to this locus and things. A locus from 2 points means you bisect a line. Keep that in your head. Anytime you read a question, it says, draw a locus, L1, equidistant from A and B. A and B are 2 points. You bisect it. What do I mean by that? And they even told you equidistance. So, when we are bisecting a line, simply means that we are dividing. I'll use the tools to solve this when we are solving the question. To be quick, I don't want to be quick, I want to just use a freehand sketch. But when we come back to the second video, the next video to solve the questions, I'll use the tools to solve them so we get a proper drawing. So I have my line. So this line, let's see, line AB. I want to bisect line AB. This is 6 cm. Bisect is 2 words combined. Bi means 2. Section means divide. That's the meaning. Bisect means 2. Section. Divide this into 2 equal parts. If you are doing biology, you know what section is. You divide them into 2 equal parts. You have bilateral and radial symmetry in that biology, guys. We'll meet them some time to come. Good. So we are saying here that I want to bisect this. So to bisect this is what we do. Listen to the principles. I don't get confused. I said bisecting this means you are dividing your 6 cm into what? Into 2, which is the same as constructing a locus of points equidistant from 2 points. What are the 2 points? The 2 points here are A and B. So if you read the question says construct a locus L1, L2, equidistant from P and Q. 2 points, P and Q will hold what? A line. What they mean is that bisect that line. They don't want to say it. So how do we bisect? You take your compass, stand here, open more than half of this, more than half. Once you open more than half, an arc above and arc below. With that same radius, stand here and an arc above and what? Arc below. Then you draw through. When you draw your line through this, you are going to get what? You are going to get here to be 3 cm, and that is also what? 3 cm. So I have bisected the line. How is this the locus? Remember, I said locus is a path. So if I say find a path, a way, such that when I move from A to that path, the same distance when I move from B to that path. What that means that when I stand here and move to this section, from this section to B, should give me the same distance. That means locus. I get the point I'm making here. But the question will not tell that bisect a line. No, don't say that. They'll say construct a locus is the same thing as bisect a line. That is when the locus is holding what? 2 points. Bisect the locus of point or draw locus L1, equidistant from A and B. From A and B, what's A and B? It's a line. So since A and B is a line, I mean I bisect what? That line. Okay, that's what I'm saying here. So don't get confused with locus. It's the same thing as bisection of what? Of the line. Hope you get the point. So here we bisected what? A line. Very, very important. So we've learned of bisection and we've also learned what? Locus. So 2 things here. We learned the bisection of a line, which is the same as locus, but this time from what? From 2 points. I hope you get the point I'm making here. Good. So you can try this and see if the distance are the same to prove that yes, they are what? They are equidistant or equal distant from this point to that and that point to that. And you see how correct that is. The next thing we'll look at is the perpendicular lines. How to do perpendicular lines. So once again, to the question never say bisect line AB. No, They say draw a mediator of AB. So if they say draw mediator, mediator means a line that divides into two. So either they talk of what? Mediators. A mediator. So a mediator of A and B means a bisector of that. And these guys are perpendicular. That's the next thing we are going to do. Perpendicular. That means they form an angle of what? 90 what? Degrees. So let's go to perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. I said we are going to do three things here. For perpendicular lines, we are going to look at perpendicular with the point above or outside the line. Now, what do I mean by the point is outside the line? So first one, perpendicular, first one, point, let's say point. And anytime you see, you hear point, then it's either A, B, C, these things are points. When I say a point, that means from A to a line. So with a point out of the line, outside the line, this is the first perpendicular. So if this is my line AB or XY, my line XY, I'm drawing a line that will form an angle of 90 degrees with this, but I'm starting from a point above or below. It can be anywhere. That's why I say the point is outside of the what? The line. The point can be on the line or at one end of what? The line. We'll come to how to do those ones too. So this is it. For you to construct perpendicular with a point outside the line, you will not see any question will tell you this. There's no question will tell you construct perpendicular with a point outside the line. No. This is how the question will frame it. This is the language in the correct construction question. To construct a perpendicular from point what? A to meet line this at from point A. You are coming from somewhere to meet this. So anytime you read the question here, construct a perpendicular from C, from that to meet line O. That is the perpendicular with a point. I said A, B, and C are points. So construction with perpendicular with a point what? Outside the line. Hope you understand what I'm saying here. Good. So this gives me what? So let's say for this, because we don't have any triangle, let's create our own point. Let's say this is our point what? C. So we are constructing perpendicular from C, which is outside of our line, to meet who? XY. Hope you get the point I'm making here. To meet XY at any point they give. So I'll start at this point, which I created myself. So create your own point, then open your compass so that you can get axes that are looking this way. They should be slanted a little. They actually look straight, but it should be a little bit slanted. I wish I had the tools, but like I said, I want to quicken things up so that we can get that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Good. Now that I stand here, open my compass so that I can get axe. The axe will tilt. If your axe are not tilting, you are not getting. So let them tilt themselves that way. Then we bisect just this line. Now we've learned how to bisect a line. So we bisect just this line. How do we bisect this line? We stand here, open more than half of this, then we just go below. Yeah, we don't go above because our point is there. With the same radius, I stand here, then I give what? I give this. Then I draw through this. Then this becomes my what? Perpendicular with the point outside the line. I say in a question, you will not find, no question will tell this. But the question said that construct a perpendicular from a point to meet a line. So that is all. Perpendicular to construct, and put it here. Construct a perpendicular. A perpendicular from a point to meet a line. So that's what they'll say. And to meet line AB, line that, from C to meet this. If they say from C, locate that C in the diagram, open your compass so that you can get axes on it that way. Then we do this. We are going to take a question and I'm going to hit on that. So basically, this is the beginning. These are the principles we need to know, the things we are going to add up to get that. So this is the first perpendicular. The second perpendicular is the perpendicular with the point on the line. The point on the line and the point at one end of the line are all the same. But mostly questions are from the point outside and at one end. On the line, normally we don't get that. Normally we don't get on the line. But still, I'll teach it, right? I'll teach it. Good. I'll teach that. So let's go. So I'm looking at this time, the second one, perpendicular with a point on the line. Point on the line. So if I have my line, I have a PQ. There's a reason for me leaving the allowance here. I'll leave them as angles. So I'll use those for my angle drawing. That's why I leave the allowance. Yeah, don't make it exactly 6. So leave allowances at the end of your line. So I have this. Good. Then I want to construct perpendicular with a point on the line. So the point can be anywhere on my line. on this is my line. When you look at the line you see here, this is the inside of the line, and this is the outside of the line. So inside PQ, inside of this line. I'll use that to explain angles. That's what I'm stressing on that inside. Okay, so let's say my point is here. So let's say I choose any point randomly on the line. I stand here, open my compass to a convenient radius, an arc, and an arc. So this one, the arc will be looking this straight. They will not be slanted like this. So with this, what do? I just bisect this one. So whatever distance to any convenient radius, whatever distance I get, I bisect. That's why there's a need for you to understand bisection. So for here, I do this and do that. So I'll stand here, open more than what? We now know bisection. Stand here, open more than half of the line, an angle of an arc above, arc below, with the same radius, arc above, arc below, then we draw a straight line through this. Then this gives us perpendicular with the point at one end, with the point on the line. So this we created a point ourselves. You understand what I'm saying here? Good. So this one, like I'm saying, normally we will not see that in a question. But the third one, which is the perpendicular with the point at one end of the line, very, very important. We might see that one. So we take note of it. Okay? Okay. So let's go. So this time I'm doing perpendicular. This is the third one. The third one, the point at one end of the line. So point at one end of the line. The point at one end of the line. So what do I mean by that? So once again, I have my line. Hope you can see the line. Now I have my line. Let's see XY once again. XY once again. So I'm going to construct a perpendicular at one end, either at X or what? At Y. In this case, the question will say construct perpendicular through, draw a perpendicular through X, through Y. The moment you hear that through X, that's what I'm saying. So in a construction question, the question will not say construct perpendicular with a point at one. No. The question will say construct perpendicular through who? Y. So if I'm constructing perpendicular through a point, so we can just say that or perpendicular through a point. And the point can either be X or Y. So which point the question wants will tell us. So if it's through X, then I'll stand at X, open to a convenient radius, an arc and an arc. Very easy. Then I bisect that distance that I have constructed or I have bisected, I have drawn to this distance. So I stand here, more than half, arc above, arc below, arc above, arc below. And I draw through. This is when the question tells me to construct perpendicular through this time a point. What point am I doing here? X. If it's Y, then I'll do that one there. I hope you understand this. Okay. So now we are done with the perpendicular. Let's go with angles. Now the construction of what? Angles. I said before you can construct angles, there are two things you need here. You need to know your bisection of an angle. After bisecting an angle, we need to know. After bisecting an angle, we need to know addition and subtraction of numbers. Somebody is like, only that? Yes, only that you need. And that will solve your problem for the construction of angles. Only that you need. And once you follow me here, with this I've come to do, you get what I mean by that. At the end of the day, you know that yes, really, this is this. So I can also explain to somebody when it comes to angles in construction, very, very easy. So all of you should listen. So first of all, we're looking at angles. How to construct them. Before we construct angles, we need to know, I said, the bisection. How to bisect an angle. So if I have an angle, and for bisection of angles, that reminds me, bisection of angles. Now listen, that introduces us to the second locus. I said 2 points will hold a line, and that is when you are bisecting. This means you are drawing a locus equidistant from two points O and P. That's a locus. You bisect it. Now, bisection of an angle is also another locus, but that one is locus equidistant from two lines. So the question is what? A locus, this locus of points, equidistant. I beg, take this thing seriously. Equidistant from two lines. So the equidistant from A, B, and AC. Equidistant from two lines. That is also another way of bisecting what? An angle. Construct a locus of points. Equidistance from what? Equidistance from two lines. What are the lines? The question will tell you AB and, this is what they will say, and AC. You see A repeat itself. That means bisect the angle at what? At A. That's the meaning of the locus. So it's not something difficult. I said there are three. I've given you the first one, I'll give you the second one, and I'll also give you the third one. I hope you get the point I'm making here. So the meaning to bisect angle is the same as constructing what? Locus. So locus of point, equidistance from what? Two lines. What are the lines? AB and what? AC. What alphabet is repeating itself? That's where the angle is. Because two lines will also hold what? An angle. Hope you're aware of that. Two lines. Remember that when we did angles, when two lines meet, we form what? An angle. I hope you're okay with that. Okay. So let's go. So let's say, let me just draw any random angle before we start the correcting. So I have this, any random angle. I want to bisect. So this is A, B, C. So you see, AB is a line, AC is a line. What the line means they give me an angle. So what do? I stand here, open to a convenient radius, and I close this with an arc. And by setting the angle, I'm constructing a locus of point equidistance from two lines, which is AB and AC. So I'm bisecting the angle there. So this is one of the things you need to know how to do the angles. Okay, so this is it. I'll now stand here, open to any convenient radius and arc. Then here, another arc, then I draw through this. With this, if the angle here from here to here is 80 degrees, then this gives me 40. That gives me 40. I've bisected means I've divided the angle into two equal parts. So bisection means we are dividing the angle into two equal parts. If you understand this, then you can understand how we are going to the next one. But the next one comes with only bisection and addition and subtractions. Bisection and what? Addition and what? Subtractions. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Okay, so let's go into this. Let's go. So the angles we are going to bisect, you need to know one thing here, that one of them is 90 degrees. If a 90 degrees, once you know 60 degree, once you know how to get 60 degree, how to bisect 60 degree, the rest comes easily with addition and subtraction. So once again, in construction of angles, know how to bisect the angle, know your addition and subtraction, then know how to construct 60. How do we do 60? Now listen to this. Look at it carefully. Look at this thing carefully. So here I'm constructing 60 degrees. So I'm going with 60 degrees. After 60, I'll do 120. After 120, I'll do 30. And after 30, I'll do 15. You see what I mean by that? So all these are angles that will be constructed. I don't need to know anything. All I need to know is this guy. Once I know this guy, the rest, I can do them. I can do all angles based on this addition subtraction. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Okay. So let me first of all draw my line. So this is why we leave the allowances at the end there. So I have line AB. Yeah, but be careful. When we are drawing the angle, we start from the inside to the outside. I said everything is from inside to the outside. Look, this is my inside of the line. This line AB 6 cm. Take note. Most of them get confused when it comes to this. They draw from the outside of the line to the inside. No, we have line AB, and AB, this is the inside of the line, and this is the outside of the line. And the angles are always from the inside to the outside. Take note of this. The angles are always drawn from the inside to the outside direction. Just be the direction. So from inside, I'm taking time because you guys will get some people get confused when it comes to the construction. So just know this. So inside to what? To the outside. Know this. So we don't go from the outside to the inside, but the angles we always read them from what? From inside to the outside. That being said, let's see how 60 is constructed. Let's see how 60 is constructed once again. Then with that, after that, you can construct any of the angles. Very easy. So let's go. For 60 degree, I have my straight line, drawn it properly. I have my allowance. This is X. That is what? Y. Then I stand, if I'm constructing a Y, I can construct here or here because I know I'm coming from the inside. So I stand here, open to a convenient radius and draw a semicircle. Open to a convenient radius and draw what? A semicircle. Someone listen to me? After drawing a semicircle, the radius or the distance used in drawing a semicircle, don't close that way. It should be the same. That's why you get a proper compass. Not those compasses with their legs. Good. So you stand here after drawing this. Now get to know the same radius. Stand here and give me an arc. That arc has divided this into 60 degrees. So this is 60. Then also stand here and give me another with that same radius. Listen to me. I said, we don't need to think when we're doing this addition and subtraction. Let me explain to you the details and what goes on here. I'm saying once we have this, what do we do? What are we doing here? So here, we drill our semicircle. Then we say with the same radius, we had to cut an arc and cut an arc. What you have done is that you have divided into 60, 60, 60. So the angle here, the angle from here to here is 60. From there to there is 60. From there to there, so 60 degrees. Hope you understand what I'm saying here. Good. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. So we have this. Now, what do we do here? Now that we have the 60 degree here, if I want 90, then I'm going to add 30 to what? 60. But I'm not here to do 90. I'll show you how 90 is done. So let's say I want 60. So if I want 60, then I'll draw through the first arc. But I said from inside out. So from here to there gives me what? 60 degrees. I hope you get the point I'm making here. You know what I'm saying? I said the first arc was 60. So if you tell me to draw 60 degrees, then when I do this and take that same radius, stand here and arc and stand another arc. Then my first arc from inside of the line, inside, outside should be my what? 60. If I'm drawing here, then 60. If I'm drawing here, then I'm going to do my semicircle, my first arc, my second. How do I get the first arc? I'll stand here with the same radius and arc, the same radius under what? Under arc. Then my 60 degree will go through this. So this becomes 60 degrees from inside, not from the outside. Take note of that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Good. So now let's draw this thing properly. This one was the explanation. Let's go deep and understand this. I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying. Okay, if you say so. So let's go. My line, I have X and I have what? Y. So this, I draw my semicircle with the same radius. I divide this, so I have what? I have this. I hope you get the point I'm making. I need 60 degrees. So I'll draw through this. And this gives me what? 60 degrees. When I take my protractor and measure, I'm going to get 60 degrees. Now, if you want to get a 60 degree accuracy, then make sure always, before you draw a line, the tip of the pencil must be in the point. Then you move the ruler to it. It's very important. Make sure the tip of the pencil is in the point before the ruler. If not that, you get 59, 61 and all those. If you want to get exactly that, then this is what you should do. Your pencil should be well sharpened. Okay, so this will give me 60 or 60. So all I need to understand is that I'm dividing this into 60, 60, 60, and that is so. That's so. Now let's see how we can use that to get 120. Let me use that to get 120. So here I've constructed 60 degrees. Let me construct 120 degrees for you. So for 120 degrees, I have my line. This is X, that is Y, or A and B. I want to construct it here, no problem. So I stand here, my arc, I hope you know how I got this arc. Stood here with the same radius of drawing the semicircle, that and that. Now from inside out. So from here to here is what? 60. I need 120. That means I need to add another addition. I need to add another 60, and that's this guy. So when I draw to the second arc, I get what? 120 degrees. So it's just 60 plus another what? 60. Very easy. So once again, understand what I'm saying is addition and not anything else. So don't think much. 120 degree is your 60 degree plus another what? 60 degree. You get the point I'm making here. Good. Do you know that if I bisect, this is now 60. When I bisect this 60, I'll get 30. 30 added to 120 is 150. So I can do 152. How we get the point I'm making? If I need 30 degrees, people, if I need 30 degrees, then after getting my 60 degree, I'll subtract what? 30. What do I mean subtract? I'll bisect the 60 degree. I think it's addition and subtraction. When I bisect the 60 degree, I'll get from here to that line that I'll get will be my 30. I hope you get the point I'm making here. If I want 15, I'll do what? I'll bisect 30. That's why you need to understand bisection of the angle. So let's go to 30. I'll do all. Let's go to 30. So in 30, as you have done my 60 here, I hope you have already done your 60. So if in 30, I'll stand here, open to a convenient radius and arc. I'll stand here, under arc, then I'll draw through this. So when I draw through this, I've subtracted 30 from my already 60. So down this gives me what? 30 degrees. You understand? But this one will be a faint line. Just stiffen your hand to dip in this a little. No. Something nice. So this is now 30 what? Degree. I've done 120 what? Degrees. How did I get the 120? I know you've gotten what I did here. So it's just addition and what? And subtraction of that. I can also do 150. Let me add 150 to this. So I'll do it that also once and for all. 150 degrees. Good. 150 degrees. Let's go. So let's go 15. Let's go 15 degrees. So for 15 degrees, that means we need what? We need 30, then we bisect the 30 and get what? 50. But before we can get 30, we need 60. So you all start with 60. All of them start with what? 60. I'll show you why. All angles will start with 60. So I get this. Once again, I have AB. Now this AB, I want to draw 30, so let me draw 30 at A. So I get my here, I stand here, same radius, always from the inside out. I need what? I need 30, 15 degrees. So I'll draw to the first one, which is 60. Then I'll bisect 60. Let's bisect 60. We stand here. Then we cut that. Then we draw through this. It's our 30. We don't want 30. We want 15. So now we are coming to bisect or subtract 15 from this 30. How do we subtract 15? By also bisecting. I'll stand here. Convenient radius. Then that. Then also draw through. The distance from here to here, inside out, inside to the outside, is 15 degrees. So this is how I get my 15 degrees. Very simple. Angles, very, very simple. Very, very simple when it comes to that. Very, very, very well. Simple. I hope you are getting this. Very simple. Good. Like I've said here, we simplify the things for you, then you move on. Now let's do 150. 150, let's do from any side. Always remember it's inside to the wall, to the outside. Good. So here we have this. With this, what do I have? I put my first at 60, another one, so 60, 60, 60. But I need what? I need 150. From inside to here, I have 60. From there to 120. What do I need to add to 120 in order to get 150? That's 30. That means I'm going to bisect this side. When I bisect this one and this, I'll get 30. I'm going to add 30 to 120. That's addition. How do I get a 30 from here? By bisecting. So I'll stand here, convenient radius, and another one, and I draw through this, and I'll get from here to there gives me 150 degrees. That gives me 150 what? Degrees. I hope you are getting the point I'm making. So that's 150. So that's how to construct these angles. Let's go to 90, 45, 22.5, 105, 75, 45, 135, and all those guys. It's all easy. No 60, and the rest will fall into place. That's know how to do 60. So I said I'm going to look at who? How to do 90 degree. We are doing 90, 45, then 22.5. Let's also do 135. Yeah, let's add 135 to this and do this. Then we go to the third set. So let's see 90. Look at this carefully. There's something going to happen. Look at it carefully. So A, B. Addition and subtraction should be working. So I draw my semicircle. First arc is 60. So 60, 60, 60. I'm coming from the inside out. So this is 60, from here 60. I need 90. That means I need to add 30 to what? To 60. How do I add 30? I'll bisect this guy. Divide this into, I'll get 30. You stand here, open to a convenient radius, then an arc, under arc, then I draw through. What I've done is added 30 to 60. So this my angle becomes what? 90 degrees. Okay, that's what I'm saying here. If I want 45, that means I have to bisect what? 90. When I divide 90 into 2, I'll get what? 45. I hope you get the point I'm making here. If I bisect 90 into 2, I'll get 45 what? Degrees. So let's go and see how we can get 45. Let's see how we can get 45 degrees. I said 45 degrees basically bisecting who? Bisecting 90. So once again, let's go. We have this. Now you can look at what I'm doing here. When I was at A, the angle was this. So when I construct this at B, don't get confused. What semicircle is that? So let's go here. Let's draw nicely. So something of this sort. I have this, I have that. This is not drawn to scale. So this one, when I get my tools, we'll draw to scale. And push this one here a little. And I draw this one through. So I have 90. And my aim is to get what? 45. So I stand here. This 90 by 90. I stand here, open to a convenient radius and arc. Then here. I'm not doing it at the back here. This outside. But I'm doing it inside to the outside. And I bisect this. This gives me what? This gives me 45 degrees. I hope you're okay with this. So this is how to get 45. Then 22.5. You are following me. Then 22.5. We need to bisect what? 45. So let's do 22.5 from here. From here, 22.5 will give us what? We'll bisect the 90. So we stand here. An arc. We'll stand here. Under arc. Oh, this arcs. So this arcs. Then we draw through. We get our 45. But only 45. When you buy 45 to get 22.5, that means we are going to bisect just this one to go this 45. So stand here, an arc, the under arc, then we draw through. It gives me 45 what? Degrees. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. You understand? Okay, so that's 45 what? Degrees. Then 22.5, not 45. 22.5 what? Degrees. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Then put my degree there, very important, 22.5 degree. Now 135. How do we also get 135? 135 is 90 plus 45, if you know. So it's just addition and subtraction. When I get 90, then I add what? 45 to it. How do I do this one too? Very, very easy. Math It's very easy. You can say it's easy, right? Good. When you meet me, everything is easy here. You don't know how to do it, that's why you say it's difficult. But once you understand, there's no magic here. Good. So let's have this. So this will give me this. Now give me that. Why am I getting this? These are my 60, my base for doing that. I need 135. So I have to, I said it's 90 plus or 45. It's 135. So I'll stand here. That stand there, that, and I draw through. What have I done? I've added 30 to my already 60. I'm coming from the inside to the outside. So 30 to my 60, I get 90. And I need 45. So I'll bisect this 90. I need 45. So I'm going to divide this into 2 so I can get my 45 and add up to my 90. So I'll stand here and arc, stand there under arc, then I draw through. I'm moving from the inside to the outside. So this is 90, then I have 45. When you add, you get 135 degrees. 135. So that's how draw up 135. I hope you understand what you are doing here. I hope you get it. Good. Good. Now let's go to the next one. Next angles. Let's look at 105, 75. So let's look at 75 degrees, 105 degrees, 75 degrees and 105 degrees. 75 degrees and 105 degrees. Okay, no problem. So we have this. Then this is my A, that's my B. I want 75 degrees. I want 75 degrees. So for 75 degrees, let's say I have this. Once again, I have this and that. You know that when I add 15 to 60, I'll get 75. Or I subtract 15 from 90, I'll get 75. So let me construct my 90 from here. I get this. Because I want to add. Hey, So I want to add what? I want to add, this is 60. When I add 15 to 60, I'll get 75. Now from here to here is 60. There is what? 30. So I'm going to add additional what? 15 of, I'll subtract 15 from. So anyway, either I'm adding to the 60 or I'm subtracting from the what? 90. So with this, I'll stand here and bisect the 30. Some of you made a mistake. You will stand here and here. No. Or they'll stand here and there. No. You bisect that. That's why I said bisection is very important. Bisect the 30. So this is my 30 degree. How do I set? I'll stand here. Convenient radius and arc. Stand here. Under arc. Then I draw through. So this becomes 75 degrees. That's 75 degrees. Hope you understand this. So from here to there is 75. Now let's try 105 and we are done with that. 105 is 90 plus 15. So what you do here, you do the same by the back. It's the same thing. You see angles? You are tricked. They are not difficult. It's the same thing. So 105. Let's go. So for 105, this gives me what? AB. Then I have what? 105. So this, then this and that. 60, 60. So I have this. I have that. Then I get what? I get my 90. Don't mind my 90. But let's do it properly. So this one should go straight somehow, but it's not drawn to scale. So we get the tools to draw it properly. So we have 90. Let me move this one a little bit so that, So these are 90. We need what? 105. That means we are going to add 15 to what? To 90 to get 105. How do we get a 15? From here to here is 30. Well, we've bisected this thing. So here's to here. So I'll stand here, convenient radius and arc with here, and an arc, and I draw through. So I've bisected 13 to 15, 15. This is 105 degree. So this is how to construct what? To construct your angles. To construct your angles. Now let's go into the triangles. Very quick. How to construct triangles. I said for triangles, we are constructing them in 3 ways. Constructing triangles in 3 ways. Constructing triangles in 3 ways. In 3 ways. Oh, let this side go. We construct triangle with all sides given. So triangles. Triangles. 1. All sides given. All sides given. So for this, the question might tell, construct a triangle. Construct a triangle. Construct a triangle ABC such that construct a triangle ABC such that all sides are given. So tell us AB such that the side AB equals 7 cm, the side AC equals, let's say, 8 cm, and the side BC equals 9 cm. We should construct a triangle with this side. So all sides have been given. No angle. No problem. No angle. We have fine. No worry. So what do we do? Now, when it comes to this, any of them can be your baseline. When I say the baseline, the starting line. But always make sure that the angle, when it comes to angle, the angles we'll be constructing should be on the baseline so that it becomes easy for you. That's one way of doing it. So if you are choosing the baseline, not only the line that comes first, but any line that will have the angles on them becomes our baseline. So I draw a long line without measurement. I need 7 cm. Copy my compass, get my 7 cm here. Then there, so I get my AB, which is 7 cm. 7 cm. Let me shorten the 7 cm a little. So let's say this is 7 cm, yeah. 7 cm. Now question says what? AC. We don't know what C, but AC is what? 8 cm. So when I measure 8 cm with my compass, I stand at A, then I give an arc 8 cm. Let's say this is the arc. Then BC, that means I have point B, I stand at B and draw an arc 9 cm. After getting 9 cm on my compass, how do you know? Open it on your rule, then you get that I stand here, then you give what? An arc. So this is what? Point C. We join this to this, and we join that to that. And this will give us 9 cm against 8 cm. So we have drawn a triangle with 3 sides given. We're giving 7, 8, and 9. And we have drawn it nicely for them. So this is how to draw the triangle. And the next one, which is the second one, we have 2 sides and an angle. So 2 sides. 2 sides and 1 angle or an angle. So let's see. 2 sides and angle. So question will say construct a triangle. Construct a triangle XYZ such that XY, the length XY is 8 cm. The length, let's say YZ is 7 cm. And angle XYZ is 60 degrees. Let's say I told to do this. So we have 2 sides and what? An angle. Before we choose our baseline, which one should be the baseline? Let's check. The angle will be our point what? Y. So if the first one has Y, we can do it. So this or this can be our baseline, provided we can find the angles. Any of them can be our baseline. So we are not mandated to choose this one as a baseline. No, mostly the first one. But in the question where it is being tricky, look for your angle. Which one has the angle on its base? People choose that one. So here we go with this guy. So we go with XY. First of all, a long line without measurement. Then we measure our 8 cm on the ruler. We get this. We count our 8 cm. So this is X. That is Y. Now put my 8 cm. Very important to do this. I can get some marks here. Then they said YZ is what? 7 cm. Now this is Y. We don't know what Z is. So you don't know where, you don't know how to do the trick. You don't know where to draw. So you normally bring this length before, but the angle must be constructed before this. This thing will be on the angle because it's a Y going to something, and the angle is a Y. But to trick you, they will bring this thing first before this. So take note. You draw the angle before you do this, because the angle must be at what? Y. If the angle was at X, we don't even care. We just draw. But the question is, how do we draw this? Is the 7 going this way, that way? We don't know which way the 7 is going. That's why the question will put the angle here. But the 160 degree, the easiest angle of all angles. So this, but I need 60. I'll just draw the first one. I don't need the rest. So I just draw the first one, and I draw my line through. I give this 60 degree. Then I measure my 7 cm on the compass. So I stand somewhere here and mark the 7. Now that I have 7, I'll call this one Z. Then I join this to that. So this gives me 7 cm. The question now can tell you measure ZX. This ZX doesn't look that straight at all. So let's straighten it. Okay. The question now can tell measure ZX. They need your arcs. Measure ZX. So this is how to do what? This is how to construct a triangle with what? With 2 sides and what? And 1 angle. Now let's go to the next one. This time looking at a triangle with 2 angles and 1 side. 2 angles and 1 side. 2 angles and 1 side. Then we are done with the principles. On top of the locus. The last locus, then we find. We'll take questions and solve. So the third one gives me what? We say we need we have 2 angles and Two angles and one side. Two angles and one side. Okay, so the question will say, construct a triangle. Construct a triangle. Maybe PRQ. Triangle PRQ such that the length, so we want two angles, okay. So the length X, no, I said P. So the length PQ equals 6 cm. 6 cm. Angle RPQ. Angle RPQ is 45 degrees. You don't have to do 45. And angle PQR equals 45 degrees, and let me use 75 degrees. So let's say 45 degrees and 75 degrees. This triangle they want us to draw. No problem. Let's go straight into it. So I'll draw my line, long line, no measurement. They need 6 cm. After measuring 6 cm, I give them. This is all, this is P, that is Q, and that's 6 cm. Good. Now I want to, they say the angle at P should be 45 degrees. P is 45. How do I do 45? I go my this, then 60, 60. Then I have 60, 60. I need 45. My 45 is coming from 90. So I'll get my 90. How do I get 90? 60 plus 30. So I stand here, convenient way, I'm bisecting this angle. Then I draw my angle through. So this is 90. I need 45. So I'll bisect this, stand here, a convenient radius, an arc, and that arc, then I'll draw through. So this gives me 45 degrees. Then I need 75 at Q. So I'll come to Q as well. 75. So I know what to do. You know what to do with me. Once again, I need 90. So when I get my 90 degree, and I subtract for 15, or I add 15 to 60. So either way, so I stand here, an arc, stand there, under arc, and I draw through. So when I extend this, they will meet somewhere at what? At R. So this will be it. The question I can tell you to go and measure PR or RQ. Measure it and write it down. So this is how to draw the triangle with two angles and what? And one side. I hope you've gotten this. And the last thing I promised to give you was the third locus. In fact, which is the first locus, but anyhow, the most important thing is you know how to do it. Now, this locus will come from just one point. So I've given you locus from 2 points, from 3 points. The 3 points is the one that holds line. So we have locus, and this time from just a point. So locus from a point. Now, anytime you hear locus from a point, you are going to draw a circle. That point becomes your center, and the question will give you a radius. So draw a locus of points. So let me just push that one into this. So I said draw a locus 6 centimeters from what? From R. Draw a locus 6 centimeters from R. Okay. Then that means that since I was given only 1 point, 6 centimeters from R, 1 point, the 6 cm is the radius. So I'll measure 6 cm, stand at point R, and draw a circle. Remember, I said locus is a path. When you're moving from here to any of the parts, so you should get the same distance. So from let's say I draw a circle 6. So from here to there, from there to there, from there to there, from there to there should be 6. And that gives this L1. So locus from a point, meaning you are constructing what? You are constructing a circle at that point. And the question will always give you what? The radius. So that's about the locus. Locus from a point, from 2 points and 3 points. So a point to give you a circle, that's locus. 2 points to give you a line. Then 3 points, 1, 2, 3 will give you what? An angle. So 3 points will give you an angle. A point is a circle, 2 points a line. This will be an angle. You draw a circle, you bisect this. Then you also bisect that. This is all the locus. So locus from 1 point, locus from 2 points, locus from 3 points, which forms what? A line, like AB, a line, whatever, then you get that. That is the end of what? Of the constructions for now. In the next second video, we are going to do what? To solve more questions, about 3 or 2 questions on based on what we have done. Hope you go through this before that one is released. Remember to subscribe and tell all your friends to subscribe and put on their notification so that once we send, you are notified. Thank you very much.